everyone. It's really amazing. 2 years ago, I was at the Singapore CFC in 2018, much like the one we're having here now, although it wasn't being held on Zoom. Everything had wrapped up already. We were in the small room at the top floor of the church, and it was to be my last ICC event before I shaved my hair and started my journey in national service. Surrounded by some of the most influential people in my life, my parents, wise guides, fellow student leaders, and alumni, they prayed for me to bless and prepare me in the next phase of life. Now, 2 years later, on the last day of national service, I want to really thank everyone for their prayers and blessings. It's been an amazing experience, and I can clearly see God's hand guiding me through it all. And so I would like to regale you with one of my most memorable experiences of intentional influence. Influence is a big word and carries with it images of Instagram or YouTube personalities talking about how if you give me 35 seconds, I can give you 3 tips on how I sold over 3 million worth of products on Amazon and how I created a professional website for my startup using Wix. Let me show you how I did it. Throughout the duration of my national service, I was also sort of an influencer. But instead of persuading people to buy a product or a service, I persuaded people to act in a peaceful and lawful manner. As a police officer, I attend to all sorts of incidents from violent crimes to minor disputes. On one occasion, I was attending to this man who was in distress. As he was most comfortable speaking in Chinese, and out of all the officers present, my Chinese was the most fluent, I became the one primarily communicating with him. He was facing some family problems, and after about half an hour of hearing his story and asking him important questions, there wasn't really anything else we needed to do while waiting for the ambulance to bring him to the hospital for a check. So I sat down with him and talked to him more, and he revealed that he was a Christian and questioned why God had put him in this situation. Seeing this as an opportunity, I told him that I was a Christian as well and shared with him some verses from the Bible to encourage him. With the paramedics at the door by that time, I had just enough time to say a short prayer for him before he was whisked into a stretcher to be brought to the hospital. When he left, he was in a much calmer state than when we had found him. To this day, I don't know what happened to him after that, or if his family problems were eventually solved. But for me, that's one of the beautiful things about influence. You do something, you may forget about it, and then perhaps sometime later, you get to hear the complete story about the impact your actions had on another person. Even though I don't know the impact I had on that man, I do know the impact I had on my team. The officers who were there with me affectionately called me Pastor John, and the name circulated around the team and stuck for a couple of days. But the biggest way I had influenced my team was showing them that taking the time to listen to someone could drastically change their behavior and their perspective on the situation. It took a lot of patience and courage, but because I took that step to go beyond what was expected of me, not only might I have made a difference in the life of that man, I also planted this seed of empathy in my team. Influence is a surgeon's scalpel. When applied intentionally and precisely, it can do wonders and result in great benefits. But in the hands of an unskilled layman, even the smallest application in the wrong place can have disastrous consequences. I am so grateful for the mentors I've had who were there to guide and train me to become someone who can influence people around me for good.